but you have everybody else.
Yeah, I don't see Jack. Okay, we can get started. Of course, we don't have flags, so we won't have a pledge of allegiance. Um, we'll be calling the meeting to order. It is a public meeting which is being recorded. Um, I'd like to announce that we had an executive session both on April 21st and prior to this meeting this evening to discuss litigation, audit, legal matters, and attorney-client privilege matters. Um, the exec session that was held on the 21st was primarily to work on the information that we have for the three projects for the flats. I can tell you now that the RDA board has not made any decision concerning the flats. They are still evaluating the three proposals and doing their due diligence because of the importance of the project and the size of the project. We want to make sure we take our time and do a good evaluation of this. Um, Approval of the minutes. Ruth Ann has provided minutes. And do we have any questions, changes, concerns with the minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes as read with any necessary corrections.
Thank you, Tyrone. Could I get a second to that?
I'll second that, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. I don't know where Jack is, Ruth Ann, but you have 4 yeses there. We have accounts payable, and Ruth Ann did send an updated version of the accounts payable, adding a $6,500 check to forward planning. That was added because they did this work hastily for us so we could get the grant application in today. We wanted to get them paid quickly. And call that was the $6,500, which I'd contacted each of the board members and explained that we needed to have a cost benefit analysis done to include in our grant submission. And that Econ Partners did not have the manpower to get it done in time. They suggested we use forward planning. We all agreed to that. That application for grant did go in today. That grant could potentially fund a huge portion of our garage up there at the train station. So that's why the board agreed. Now, we do have it on our public agenda. We'll vote to approve that, but it was discussed with each of the board members and got their approval prior to this meeting. It's just a cleaning matters up that we're going to vote on it later. Any questions on the payables? If not, I would make a motion to approve them.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Ricky. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We do have some additions under new business. Letter B is in boy is a request by Pannoni to release the retainage which has been held on their invoices. That retainage is $300,399.04. It is not a PennDOT requirement, so we're not in violation of our agreement with PennDOT if we release that, and not to hold retainage on future invoices for them. Letter C that we have on, again, under new business, C as in Charlie, would be to engage Competitive Community LLC as a consultant, not to exceed $3,500. Letter D under new business, D as in David, would be the approval of the forward planning $6,500 contract, which we just discussed paying for the economic study, which they did to include in the grant submission that went in today for garage funding. I don't believe we have any presentations. No one contacted you, Ruth Ann?
No,
Okay.
I haven't had anybody.
Citizens' comments on agenda items. Do you have anything, Sonny?
No.
Okay. New business. The update on 190. 190, which if you've ridden by, I know Ricky goes by it all the time. I go by it. Joe goes by it every day. We are really, really pleased. The sidewalk and curbing on Church Street is virtually complete except for a small area where they're repairing a stone wall. The curbing is in on Lincoln Highway, and as of this afternoon, 2/3 or 3/4 of that sidewalk was poured. So they are making very good progress with the sidewalks. They've had guys up on the roof doing some repairs up there or whatever. The project's moving along, and it's good because it's right on Lincoln Highway, and all those who pass through the city, come in Route 82 and run across the flats and go up to the bypass can see that we have activity, that we've got a real project moving forward. New business, letter B is the release of retainage in the amount again of $300,399.04. And the way that would be done is Pannoni would send us a bill for the retainage. We submit the bill to PennDOT through dot grants and get the money and then pay Pannoni. So it's a pass through from PennDOT basically. And also not to hold retainage, so we won't have to do this again. What's your pleasure? I would need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Joe. Could I get a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Tyrone. All those in favor of releasing Pannoni's retainage? Aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Letter C, that is the engagement of Competitive Community LLC as a consultant, not to exceed $3,500. I would make a motion to approve that.
I'll second that.
Mr. Chairman, I would suggest that you condition that on solicitor review and finalizing the negotiations with Mr. Schettti's firm.
Fine, and based on our solicitor's approval of the ultimate engagement. All those in
Okay, the
favor?
motion was done by Joe, both Joes, right?
No, Joe, no, Zeke and
Joe
Jack.
and Jack. Sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you. Letter D, again, we're back to the approval of the formal approval, the vote on spending the $6,500 to pay forward planning for the economic impact study, which they prepared for the grant submission today.
Zeke, I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Ricky. Could I get a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Tyrone. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Citizens' comments.
Nothing in the chat.
Well, our next meeting, it says, is to be determined. I'm certainly hoping that our next public meeting will be the third Monday in June. If you excuse me just a second, I'll get that date. That would be June 15th if we're following our normal schedule. Hopefully by then we are back to semi-normal and can have a meeting at City Hall, you know, with social distancing or whatever the requirements are. If not, again, I'd like to thank Sonny for being able to set this Zoom stuff up. It's enabled us to continue doing business from March till now, at least. And again, if necessary, we can always have an exec session or whatever in the meantime. But I think the next public meeting should be June 15th. Is that what you had on your calendar, Lou and Ruth Ann?
That's the third Monday in June.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay, very good. Tyrone, could I get a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate everybody for calling in, listening in, and your interest in what the RDA is doing. It's a very exciting time right now. We have a lot of things going on, but we have some very important issues we're facing, and we want to take the time and try to do a good evaluation and do the best job we can for the city.
I agree.
Somebody
Thank
has
you
to
all.
second that motion.
Thank you, Ricky, and all those in favor. Aye.
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 Have a good evening, and thanks again.
You too.
Take care.
All right. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Yeah.